Hello and welcome back to SF Giants recap. And so this live stream, it'll be the pregame of the Giants' first spring training game. So happy that baseball is finally back. And so during this live stream, we'll go over trades and the free agent signings that have happened. We'll go over the Giants starting lineup. We'll go over all of that within this live stream to get ready for spring training. And so hopefully we'll have some more people come in and join us, and the Giants will play their first game of spring training against the Chicago Cubs, and it'll be at Scottsdale, the Giants spring training park in Arizona. And so hopefully the Giants can get a first win of spring training. Obviously spring training doesn't really matter, but I do like to see people performing well, seeing like Joey Bart or our pitchers doing really well. And so Logan Webb is going to be starting for us today as we get started. And so right now I'm gonna go to and look for some free agent signings that have happened that I haven't gone over. And so Freddie Freeman, he's going to the Dodgers, and that's kind of the first one I want to go over. It's really disappointing because obviously I would rather him stay at the Braves. I feel like he should have been a Brave for life. The Braves, I felt like, had the money to give him, and they should have gave it to him, but it did not happen. And so I think the biggest thing is right now is for the Giants to just keep doing what they did last year, and that is to compete and win games and be resilient and keep up the amazing pitching and hitting that we had, especially the pitching, though. The pitching was our biggest thing last year. I felt like we did really, really good with our command, not letting up a ton of walks. I felt like we kept our composure pitching, and we did not allow a lot of runs, and our clutch hitting really backed us up. And so my biggest thing for this year, I think our starting rotation will be fine. I don't think it'll be our biggest problem, but I'm really interested to see if our bullpen can keep it up, because I think our bullpen did really, really well last year. And so if we can keep it up this year, that'd be awesome. And so the late inning guys are going to be crucial, because the Giants have been known ever since a while ago. They've been known to blow a lot of games, and 2021 was kind of the first year where we weren't known to blow a lot of games, and we actually were the ones blowing the games for the other team. And so that was kind of the good thing to see for the Giants last year. And so we'll see what happens with spring training. I know it doesn't matter, but I want to see who's doing well, who's performing, and what do we got to look forward to for the season. So Logan Webb starting today. I'm guessing he'll go like 2-3 innings maybe, and then they'll throw in some probably minor league pitchers, AAA, like guys like Sean Jelly, Sammy Long. We got, let's see, I'm pretty sure they'll probably throw a bunch of our relievers in there to try getting it two. And so that's my guess for right now, and that is for this game against the Cubs. And so I think we'll go over the starting lineups right now. The starting lineups for the Giants is Mike Yastrzemski. Obviously, everyone knows him, and I think it's smart to give Yaz a start. He kind of struggled last year, still had a lot of power, and so giving him the start will be good. Wilmer Flores batting second. Kind of interesting batting him second, but I'm glad he's starting. Jason Kazan, he's really good second baseman in AAA for the Sacramento River Cats. He could possibly see some major league time this year. He's been in the minors for, I think, like 2 or 3 years maybe. And so we'll go over his stats later. Joey Bart will be catching, batting fourth. So I'm happy to see Joey Bart in there getting a start first spring training game, and I think he'll do fine. We have Jason Mossler playing third, and I think Jason Mossler is also a guy I want to see up in the majors more, and especially if we get someone injured, I think that's the guy we go to for third base. Luis Gonzalez, pretty sure he's the son of the Diamondbacks player, but he is playing left field. I think he was hurt last year, and now he's back. Jalen Davis, who I think will also be called up a lot during the year for any injuries or replacements, I think we'll go straight to Jalen Davis. And then we got Tom Kai Tom at DH. Now I'll go over his stats. And then we have Mauricio Dubon, who is struggled in the kind of second half later in the year of 2021 season, but I think that he can bounce back, and I think he can be an everyday shortstop sooner than later, and I hope that the Giants do keep him, unless obviously we need to trade someone if we're doing really well like last year and we need to get some trades. I feel like we could go to Mauricio Dubon, but that'll be interesting. And so let's go over Jason Krzan's stats before the start of the game. And so Jason Krzan, I feel like let's switch over. Jason Krzan, I feel like, is going to be a crucial part of the Giants AAA team and the taxi squad, like bringing him up and down, platooning players. And so his 2021 stats in AAA, 306 batting average, 405 on base. He had a 933 OPS. So Jason Krzan is a stud. He doesn't hit a lot of homers, as you can see. 2 homers, 5 RBIs, 6 runs. He only had 36 at bats. And then we'll go into his minor league things. He had 431 at bats. He had his average was 316, and so that's really impressive to see him have that high of batting average, especially AAA. It's pretty difficult in AAA. Still an 860 OPS and a 492 slugging. His slugging he doesn't have a ton of power, but he does get on base a lot. So I think to see him getting some time, I think will be crucial. And I hope to see him playing well and bouncing up to the majors sometime during the year. And so now on to let's go to Joey Bart. Obviously, everyone knows who Joey Bart is right now, but let's see. We're gonna go to Joey Bart. Switch over to the screen. Let's see. Okay, it's loading right now, but Joey Bart, our catcher, after Buster Posey has retired, unfortunately, we'll have to rely on Joey Bart and Kirk Casale. And Kirk Casale, I'm not really too worried about. He's got a lot of experience, but Joey Bart, it's going to be interesting because he's our future right now. We're relying on him. And so 2021 stats in the minors, if we can find that. Right here. Let's see. Okay. The minors, he played for the Sacramento River Cats, and I think he's going to be really crucial in offense, especially because he has a ton of power in his bat. He can hit really well, gets on base, is really good in situational. So 2021 with the River Cats, he had, a 287 average, 348 on base percentage, a 512 slugging. His OPS is 860. So right around there with Jason Krzan. I feel like he has the potential to be an everyday starter like Posey was and be an all-star. I don't know if it's going to be this year, but I feel like he does have a bright future, and it'll look really good coming up in these later years. And especially since Posey's retired, I feel like he's going to get a lot more playing time a lot sooner than everyone was expecting. And I think this is good, especially since you have a guy like Kirk Casale behind the plate too, who knows how to catch defensively. He struggled a little bit offensively, but he still has a lot of potential offensively. Kirk Casale, really good catcher behind the dish. The pitchers trust him. He can block really well. He can throw guys out if he need to. It's just his hitting a little weak, but everyone can work on that. And I think him and Joey Bart will be a good pair for this 2022 season. I'm not super worried about this catching position. I felt like Casale's got a lot of experience. Bart has a lot of potential, and so I think those two combined will supply a pretty good catching 2022 season. And so I think we also need to go over Luis Gonzalez, let's go over Tom. And so I haven't seen a lot of this guy. I think it'll be interesting to see how he turns out. And so let me switch over to that screen right now. Okay. Right here, okay. Okay, so this is Tom. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that name right. It's kind of spelled weird or different. So let's see his stats and what he's got to show, because I haven't heard a lot about him, but I think that it's good to see these younger guys coming up and performing. So in the majors last year, he had 133 plate appearances. He had a 139 average, 270 on base, and a 230 slugging. So a small portion, but not the greatest stats and stuff. But the two teams that I did play for was Oakland and the Pirates. And so let's go to his minor league stats. I'm interested to see if he's like really clutch, like an all-star for his minor league stats. In 2021, he played in 29 games. He had a 173 average, 264 on base percentage, and a 284 slugging. So nothing really impressive with this guy. I think they're probably just checking out to see if he's got something to show. He is a left fielder, but tonight he's batting DH. And so I think the Giants will probably, in these first couple games, won't really put a ton of their veteran guys like Crawford, Bell, La Stella. I think you'll probably see La Stella later in the week, and hopefully we'll see some good things from the pitching staff as well, like Carlos Rodon, who was warming up. Lamont Wade Jr. hopefully is still doing really well. And also we have Darren Ruff, who I think is going to be one of our top power hitters this year. That's my hot take, is he's going to probably be our best power hitter this year, Darren Ruff. And also we do have Brandon Belt, who was injured in the end of last season, but I feel like is still has a lot of potential. Still is really good, obviously. I don't know why I said he all had a lot of potential. He is really good, and he is coming off of a really good 2021 season, like a lot of the Giants. And so I feel like we have a ton of momentum, and we can still keep this pace up. And so Tom, nothing super impressed about his stats. I feel like the Giants are probably just going to try him out, see how he does, and see if he can make the minor league roster or some type of that. And so let's bounce back to the pregame. We are going to go look at free agency stats and free agency moves right now, the tracker. So let's hop over there. And for my channel, I'm going to probably do as much recaps as I can after Giants games. It'll really depend on my schedule and everything. And hopefully I'll do as many as I can. And a lot of the spring training games. I really like looking at the spring training games and seeing who's doing good, because after spring training last year, I saw that the Giants were going to do way better than I thought. Never thought 107 games, but I thought that they could probably beat out the Padres, take a wild card. But hey, they did a lot better than that. And so we're going to go over right here. The Padres did acquire Luke Voit from the Yankees, which is a really good move, I think, for the Padres to go out and get him, because their two first basemen right now, they aren't doing so hot. Once they were really good, but right now they've been struggling really bad with Eric Hosmer and also Will Myers, and they were doing really good. And then I felt like 2021 they just kind of slid off. And then the Dodgers, they made a couple of trades in minor league trades, but Freddie Freeman heading to the Dodgers on a 6-year deal, and this is on a 6-year, $162 million deal. And I think that the Giants will do fine. I don't think this will hurt them a ton, but this will definitely help the Dodgers. I think the Dodgers, they have Max Muncy, they have Gavin Lux, they have a ton of all-star type players, and they go out and get the 2020 MVP And so I think that the Dodgers, they go out and get at least one guy every single year who has a Cy Young, an MVP, and a couple All-Star appearances. And so this is nothing new. I was kind of expecting it, especially after Matt Olson went to the Braves. And that was just kind of the given sign that Freddie Freeman's probably going to go to the Dodgers, if not the Yankees or something like that. A couple minor signings. The Cubs signed Jonathan Villar. Chris Bryant, he signed a 7-year deal with the Rockies, $182 million. Very interesting signing. I did not see Chris Bryant going to the Rockies. It's unfortunate that he had to go to another NLS team, but I don't think the Rockies are gonna be front runner. I did not think the Rockies were gonna be front runners for Chris Bryant, and also I did not see the Rockies being in those top 3 teams in the NLS until in a couple of years because their pitching is still really, really bad. Rumors of Trevor Story and talks with the Giants and Red Sox. I saw those rumors too. I was really surprised. I did not see the Giants going after another infielder. If they do sign him, that's great. I guess go after him. But my question is, why would we not go after like Nicholas Castellanos or Seiya Suzuki before he signed with the Cubs? Because they really could have gone after those type of guys. And I feel like outfield right now was our biggest worry. I mean, we did go out and get Jock Peterson, which was a good pickup, pretty cheap, $6 million. He's won 2 consecutive World Series rings, and so I think that Jock Peterson was a pretty good signing. But I don't know if Trevor Story goes to the Giants, I don't know where we put him because we got first base, we got Flores, we got Ruff, we got Belt, we got all 3 of those guys that can play first. At second, we have LaStella. We did lose Donovan Solano, unfortunately, but we still have LaStella, and Dubon can go play second. We have a lot of options at second base, with also Kazan can go play there if he platoons. At shortstop, we got Crawford, and then at third, we got Longoria, and also Flores can go play there. And also at first, I forgot to mention Lamont Wade Jr. can go play there. I was really hoping the Giants would be able to get Suzuki. Yeah, I was really pushing for him. I was really hoping the Giants would just kind of forget about their cheap spending and just release on Seiya Suzuki because I was really pushing for it. I feel like you look at his Japan like baseball stats, they're off the charts. Like he's batting like 350 or something there, and I'm like, we need to go sign him and have another outfielder because not that this team is bad, but like getting another power hitter outfielder there, that would be really crucial for the Giants. And I think not going after Suzuki kind of hurt us, but we did get Peterson, so it's not like we did nothing. We got Peterson, we got Rodon, and we also got Carlos Martinez on a minor league contract. And so I think that we're not spending a ton of money, but we did get some guys, and so I think that was pretty smart by Farhan. We'll see how it works out. We should have gone after Suzuki, but we can't change anything now. And so Chris Bryant is now gone. Blue Jays, they signed Matt Chapman. I'm really excited to watch this Blue Jays team. Like in the AL, I don't really pay attention to the AL until the playoffs and stuff, but I feel like the Blue Jays are going to be really interesting. And so Kyle Schwarber went to the Phillies. That was another one I was looking forward to, is if the Giants like missed out on Suzuki, they go after Kyle Schwarber. That didn't happen, but he's at least not going to anyone in our division, so that's pretty good. The Cubs got Suzuki. Zach Greinke's going to the Royals. Amir Garrett's going. Braves re-signed Eddie Rosario. Anthony Rizzo went back to the Yankees. There's a lot of just minor signings right there. Braves got Matt Olson, which I still am kind of mad about. Like, why not spend just a little bit more on Freddie Freeman, have him for the same amount of time? He just helped you win a World Series. He won an MVP in 2020. I really wish they would have tried to re-sign him, compete with the Dodgers. But unfortunately, that did not happen. But that's fine because the Giants will still come out and surprise people once again. And so, what's coming here? Castellanos would be a good pickup for SF. Yes, I totally agree. I think Castellanos would be really key for the Giants, really help them with the offense, the power offense that they need. Because I feel like we do have a ton of power, but we need more. If Yastrzemski ever struggles, you gotta have someone on the backup. Like if Wade is ever in a slump, because Lamont Wade Jr. is a really good player. But like you saw those last couple of weeks, last week of the season, he just got in a slump. Like every time he went out, it was a strikeout or a ground out. So like if any outfielder gets in a slump, we need another guy to step up. And I feel like Castellanos would be a really good guy for the Giants to go after to kind of take a hit at and try to get some outfielders and see what happens there. But we'll jump back over to, if you have any comments, put them down below. The Giants game will start in about, I think, 20 minutes. And so this live stream will end in about 20 minutes. And so we'll see what happens. Hopefully the Giants can get their first win of spring training. And obviously it doesn't count, but still looking forward to it. Hopefully they play well. Logan Webb's on the bump, and I really hope that he can perform and like he did in the postseason. And I saw the videos of the guys pulling up. Looked really good. Their swings were gone. They had a lot of minor league pitchers who were throwing gas. So I'm really excited to see these young guys performing. And so we'll have a bright future. Plus, with this year, hopefully we can bounce back. And instead of getting robbed by the umpire, we can actually go out and play baseball and not have to worry about the umpire. And so we'll have Yastrzemski batting first with Flores, Kazan, Bart, Mossler, Gonzalez, Davis, and then Tom and Dubon. I'm really excited that they have the DH. I don't know if it's implemented this year. I'm pretty sure it is. But the DH, I felt like it just needed, like, it's really boring seeing pitchers go up there and just striking out 90% of the time. The Giants had one home run by a pitcher, and that was on the last game of the season by Logan Webb. So DH, I'm really glad about. With the limiting the shift, I think that's going to be implemented not this year, but the next year. The shift, I'm really glad about too. I felt like it robbed Brandon Belt and also like Tommy Listella, those type of hitters, of a lot more base hits than they actually deserved. I felt like they would crush the ball and then just go right to someone every time, and it's not. It's easy to say just hit it the other way, but these guys are throwing 100 miles per hour, super hard to react and try to just hit it that way, and they're trying to just hit home runs. And when you just try to hit home runs, you're going to strike out a lot. So I feel like the shift ended a lot of rallies or like offense in the game. And so really glad to see that MLB is going to change that. On the mound for the Cubs today is Marcus Stroman. And so I think Marcus Stroman, he is really a pitcher, played for the Mets, is now on to the Cubs, and will probably perform really well for them this year. Not really worried about spring training. He'll probably only go 2 innings or 3 along with Logan Webb. He'll probably just get some pitches in, and hopefully Logan Webb will show up and show off his slider or something. I'm not sure totally on how the Giants will go with this pitching. I bet they'll go, everyone will get a couple. Marcus Stroman matchup will be fun. Yeah, Marcus Stroman against you said Stroman. Yeah, Marcus Stroman I think will be a good challenge for these young hitters with like Bart, Kazan, with Mossler, as you can see right here. I feel like if you're seeing major league type pitching with a good slider, I think he has a curveball too, and all those, and you're seeing major league pitching and you're struggling, well, you know what you need to work on. I think it's good to get these young guys seeing major league pitching. Not that AAA is any like worse, but like when you get to that next level, I feel like it's really good for them to see that, especially Joey Bart, since he hasn't really seen a ton of major league action, and he's gonna have to step up a lot this year. and also Jason Kazan. I could also see him platooning up and down all year. And so I think it'll be fun to see these guys perform, and especially in these first couple innings, because who knows after these first 2-3 innings, because in spring training nobody really goes too long in games, especially in this first week. And so the Giants will play the Cubs today, and then I think for tomorrow's game I saw the Rockies, I think, was it? Or yeah, they're playing the Rockies tomorrow, and I don't think the pitching has been posted of who is going. Oh, it's Tyler Beatty for us. And so we're at the Rocky Stadium, Salt River Fields, and it's Tyler Beatty. And I think Tyler Beatty, he really, really struggled last year and the year before with his Tommy John. In 2019, he wasn't anything different. I felt like he does have a lot of potential. He has a lot of speed, but he doesn't have a lot of control. And so if he can fix that command, then that'll be really good, because as long as we have a lot of pitchers, I feel like we'll be good. Do you think Carlos Rodon will have a good season? Yeah, I'm really, really glad that we went out and got Carlos Rodon. If you watched my videos like before the lockout or during the lockout, I was saying we have to go after Carlos Rodon or like Kikuchi or Tyler Anderson, one of those three, because Carlos Rodon really, really good in 2021. He had like a under 3 ERA. His FIP was off the wall. Like everything was really good about him, especially like even with like he was probably using sticky stuff, but even without the sticky stuff after they banned it, he was still performing really well. And so I'm really excited that the Giants went out, spent some money, and it wasn't even like that much. Only 2 years, I think $44 million, 42, something like that. And it's not really a risky deal for them. And so I think it was really smart for the Giants to go after and get him for a really cheap deal, and also to compete with the Dodgers, who still have Buehler, Urias, Kershaw, all these really good pitchers. And so I'm really glad that Rodon is on the Giants. And I feel like he has the personality of like he's pretty competitive, but at the same time pretty like chill and will fit right in. And so I have a good feeling about the season. Hopefully everyone can stay healthy. Yeah, I think the Giants' biggest advantage last year was most of the time everyone was healthy until the end. I feel like at the end we kind of everyone got tired and stuff, and like Brandon Belt broke his wrist. But I feel like if everyone's healthy and or we can platoon guys back and forth in case someone doesn't get healthy, we'll be set really good. I do have a good feeling about the season too. I feel like coming off 107 wins and then getting robbed will not sit well with the Giants. Do you think Alex Cobb will have a good season? I am hoping Alex Cobb will be good, but again, he's our number 5 starter in the rotation behind like DeSclafani and Wood. And so I feel like if he is a solid 3-4 ERA and he's right there, he's pitching every 5th day and he gives us a lot of innings, because innings mean outs. And so if he can keep bringing in innings and keep performing for us, and like he doesn't have to be a stud because no one's expecting him to be a stud, but if he comes out every 5 days, can keep getting some innings, he can keep being consistent and get around that 4 ERA, and I'll be happy. I'll call that a great season for him. As for like Carlos Rodon, a good season for him is like a 2.5 ERA to a 3.5. For Alex Cobb, I'm thinking like 3.5 to 4.5 ERA. And so I'm really thinking that Alex Cobb is a good pickup for some depth in our pitching rotation. And I think Alex Cobb will have a decent season. I'm not thinking he's going to be too high up there. Well, actually, let's go see his stats last year, because I don't think he was amazing last year, but he did show some potential and was one of the like Angels number 3 or something like that. And so I am gonna go and look at his stats, because I was really excited when they signed him. I felt like we needed someone like him to be that number 5, and so I think Alex Cobb was a smart signing for us. And so 2021, he had, let's see, 1 win, 2.35 ERA, only played in 3 games. Yeah, I think he got hurt or something. Let's see. I'm trying to find his stats. Okay, right here for the Angels. Okay, he had 8 wins, 3 losses. Wins and losses don't really matter. He had a 3.76 ERA. If he goes out there this year and has a 3.76 ERA, that is perfectly fine. I think that'll be really good performance by him. 93 innings pitched. That was like the most since 2018 for him and like 2017. And so if he can give us another like around 90 innings for the year, I feel like that'll also be good. And he'll probably even do more since the years prior he was kind of struggling because in Baltimore in 2019, I bet he got injured because he only pitched in 12 innings. So I feel like if he comes out and gives us what he did in 2021, I'll be totally fine with that because I think that'll be a good job by that. A good job by him to perform like that. How do you feel about the Giants' bullpen rotation? Well, coming off of last year, really well, but we did lose some guys, and I'll go and see that. But like Tyler Rogers, like in 2020, I was really scared on what I did not think our bullpen was good at all, especially Trevor Gott. But now Trevor Gott is now gone, and also we have a lot of really good late inning guys like Jose Alvarez right here. We have John Brebbia. He didn't get a lot of action last year. He just came off Tommy John in the middle of the year, and then he kind of just sat in AAA, but everyone was saying he was really good. He played really well for the Cardinals, I guess. And so I think if we can get him some innings, we have Kirby Castro. His curveball and fastball was really good last year. And so I'm really excited about Kirby too. I feel like he's really good, like 6th inning, 7th inning guy. We have Camilo Duvall, our new closer. We have Harlan Garcia, who's also a really good 7th inning guy. We got Jacob Junis from the Royals, and I looked at his stats a little bit. He was pretty good, pretty decent. I feel like it was a good pickup. Nothing too big or expensive. Dominic Leone, late in the season, he was really clutch. Like against the Dodgers, I think, something like that. He like went 3 ups, 3 downs, 3 strikeouts. Dominic Leone, really glad to see that he's going to be back. And I'm really glad that the Giants have this stacked bullpen with a bunch of guys last year never heard of. Now this year, you know exactly who they are because they performed really well. And so I think this bullpen is going to be really good. I feel like we're going to stay consistent. See, we have Zach Littell, who he struggled later, but in the beginning of the season, he did really well. I think he probably just got tired or something because you could see that decline in speed and velocity. And so we also have Sammy Long, who's going to be platooning up and down. Same as Sean Jelly up here. Those two, I'm really excited about to see them in a couple of years, be everyday pitchers. And this year, I bet they'll be platooning up and down to pick up some innings in case someone gets hurt or they need some bullpen games. And so, and SF Giants have enough talent to contend. Yeah, the Giants, I feel like I'm not really worried about them. I think our talent is just fine. And we also have Jake McGee, who was really good at the beginning of the season, struggled a little bit in like the May-June area, and then came back in July and September. And I think he got hurt, and then Camilo Duvall picked the closer role up and did really well. So Jake McGee, really glad we still have him. I could see him being our 8th inning guy or 9th. Camilo Duvall and him kind of switching it up. Tyler Rogers, still 7th inning guy. I feel like you cannot put him in to save. When the Giants would put him in the 9th, you have to have a strikeout guy in the 9th. And Tyler Rogers is not that. Tyler Rogers is a 7th inning guy, 6th inning guy, because he gets a lot of ground balls, a lot of pop-ups, and is really good there. But I feel like in the 9th, you cannot risk any of those pop-ups or any of those mistakes around the plate with Tyler Rogers. But he is a really good pitcher. He performed really well. His arm, I feel like, never gets tired because he was out there like almost every day, and it was really good to see him performing well because in 2020 he was kind of struggling. So that's what I was. Rodon and Pearson will make a huge difference for the Giants. Yeah, especially Rodon in that rotation with having a 1-2 punch of Webb and Rodon. I feel like he'll pick up Gosman's spot really well, and I feel like the Giants made a great decision to get him. As for Peterson, great pickup for power hitting. We really needed that. I think it was really smart for the Giants to go out and get a power hitting outfielder. Wish it was Suzuki, obviously, but I think we're just fine with getting Peterson. Longoria is going to be a major impact player. Yeah, I really hope that Longoria stays healthy. Longoria, I feel like, I don't know if he'll be an impact player, but I feel like he'll be a good leader along with like Crawford and Belt. I feel like he had a lot of injuries and like had to sit every couple days because he kind of struggled with that. But in the beginning of the season, he was performing really well with a lot of power. So if we can see that for just a couple months, yeah, I don't know about that, Robert. I agree that it'll be a little interesting with Longoria, but Kapler does an excellent job utilizing all his players. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think especially with the front office platooning players back and forth between AAA and the majors, I feel like it sets everyone up. It's like in high school ball when you have some sophomores going up to varsity just to get some playing time. I feel like it's that, just getting guys playing time there. And so in the future or even later in the season, they're set up really well for their time to come up in the majors. So I feel like Kapler and the front office did a really good job, especially with pinch hitting. I feel like pinch hitting was absolutely on target. He put every person in the right place to succeed. Obviously, the player has to do all the work up at plate, but the manager can put them in at the right spot at the right time against the right type of pitcher. So that's what I like to see. How do you feel about the Cubs roster? I haven't really looked at the Cubs roster. I will go back to that. But I feel like the Cubs, again, it's a bunch of like AAA, some major league players. But this first couple weeks of spring training are always, since it's a shortened one, it won't be as much. But in this first week of spring training, it'll definitely be a lot of AAA players or some minor or some major league players just to get some reps in. But I feel like we'll go back and look. Let's see. Giants versus Cubs. Okay. We'll go back and see it, the Cubs roster. I mean, their lineup and all that. Let's see if we have their lineup right now. The game is about to start, and so this live stream will be ending soon. This Giants team has so much pitching depth. Yes, I totally agree. I think that the Giants did a really good job of utilizing their pitchers, and it looked really good for their long grand scheme of things. With 162 games, I feel like the Giants will still have enough pitchers to withstand any injuries, and so I think it is really smart for the Giants to go out and get some more pitchers. Let me see if I can find the lineup, but if I can't, it'll just end right here. What offensive stats do you predict for Joey Bart? His average, I'm gonna say around 270 to 290, probably in the 280s ish. I don't see any all-star MVP numbers, but I do think that he does perform pretty well, just nothing amazing. I think his home runs will probably be 15 to 18, in between there. Doubles, I do think he'll hit one of the most amount of doubles on the Giants roster, especially with his power to left center and down the line. So I think that will be pretty good for him. Let's see. His on-base percentage, I'm guessing, is going to be pretty decent, around like 400. And so that is probably going to do it for tonight's pregame for the Giants. And so I'll see you next time for a new SF Giants recap. video or live stream after tonight's game. I'll come up with a video instead of a live stream, but maybe tomorrow's game I'll do a live stream after that. So make sure to subscribe if you did enjoy, and I'll see you after the game. Hopefully the Giants can get a win, and so I'll see you then.